AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
they're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with
No. The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
No, they don't at all.
Well, most people don't.
But
she's
AOC,
very far left.
Let me tell you why I'm saying.
The pressure is building and AOC is scrambling after Bill Maher challenged her comments on live TV. The exchange was sharp and unforgiving, and it sparked a big reaction online. Honestly, she set herself up for this. Her talking points have gotten more extreme and people are getting tired of it. I've got every key moment lined up for you. Before we get into the details, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown.
Interviews was when AOC was talking to that lady and she asked her to expand.
About Israel-Palestine?
Oh my God.
Well, I believe absolutely in Israel's right to exist.
She just collapsed into herself?
It's literally like a fifth grader that didn't study.
Look at that incident more through just as an incident.
And then they ask you about the subject, or you didn't read the book. Well, you know, it's about Billy and his dog.
What people are starting to see, at least in the occupation of Palestine, is...
But the crazy thing about that interview is that so her first comment comes off with like total authority.
I am a proponent of a two-state solution.
One little follow-up question. The question's like, well, what do you mean by that? And then you just see her get weaker and weaker.
You use the term the occupation of Palestine. What did you mean by that?
But what do you mean by that? It's like, I don't know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. And she literally goes, I'm really not the expert.
Do you think you can expand on that?
I am not the expert on geopolitics on this issue.
Ever since Maher called out Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, you can feel the shift. AOC, once treated as the confident progressive leader with all the answers, suddenly struggles to give clear responses on topics she claims to own. Whether it's economics, immigration, or climate, her answers have been vague or confusing, and people across the spectrum are pointing it out. Even Joe Rogan backed Maher's comments and compared her to Kamala Harris, calling both more style than substance. What looked like confidence now feels like presentation. The image she built is cracking and it's happening fast. Watch this next clip that shows the panic and then we'll break it down.
Here she is.
And I think if you actually do see some of the photos of the signs, I think there's something to be said about the government's about to shut down. There's a vote clock that's going down. The exits that are normally open in that building were suddenly closed.
Suddenly.
So
you pull the fire alarm?
So what I'm here to say is that
what I'm
House
here to say
Administration and U.S. Capitol Police and Jamal Bowman are an active, and he's fully participating and saying there was a misunderstanding. But what I do think is
hold on. He's active and fully participating in saying that there was a misunderstanding.
He was actively.
That is not our language.
No, he was.
What language is that? She is delightfully stupid. I know people don't like her. I understand that.
Right.
But I just find her just wonderful. She's so dumb.
And there it is. You can see the panic in how she talks. Long answers that say very little. It's like watching someone talk in circles. If you've followed her interviews, you'll recognize the pattern. Whenever she's surprised by a question, she falls back on familiar terms, hoping they'll carry the argument for her. But the more she does it, the more people notice that she's not adding real clarity. The dramatic delivery doesn't hide the missing substance. Her persona used to mask it, but now the gaps are obvious. Being loud isn't the same as being right, and emotions don't replace clear policy ideas. She's running out of ways to cover it.
He has called for the investigating and possible impeaching of members of the Supreme Court. Here's what she said.
I believe that we should be considering subpoenas. We should be considering investigations. There also must be impeachment on the table, and the Supreme Court has not been receiving the adequate oversight necessary in order to preserve their own legitimacy.
Where in the Constitution do you find oversight? One branch is the watchdog of the other branch? I don't think so. That's not the way it works.
A lot of people don't like AOC, but I really do love the earnestness of her stupidity. Like, there's something really charming about how hard she's trying. It's like watching your 14-year-old give a speech about something they don't really fully understand. It's like, it's kind of cute. It's adorable in a very, society-destroying sort of way.
This is what I've been pointing out, and it's what Maher is highlighting now. AOC isn't as steady or grounded as the media often presents her. She talks about fighting for working people, yet shows up at elite events funded by donors she claims to oppose. You can't attend luxury galas in designer clothing and then lecture the public about income inequality without raising questions. That's not consistent, and viewers know it. So when people started suggesting her as a replacement for Kamala Harris, many of us didn't take it seriously. She's outspoken, but she loses her footing under real pressure. If this is the future of the party, then they have bigger challenges ahead. And the conversation started because Maher pushed back.
Of AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
they're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with are.
No. The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
No, they don't at all.
Well, most people don't. But she's
AOC,
very far left.
Let me tell you why I'm saying that.
Now it seems even some of her supporters are wavering. One moment Don Lemon insists that people want AOC in a leadership role, and the next he's walking it back when Maher points out she doesn't have broad appeal. Lemon quickly shifts his stance, and it comes off like he's unsure of the argument he's trying to make. It's a tough position to defend. Selling the idea of an AOC presidential run feels unrealistic, and Lemon's attempt to do it only highlights how shaky the claim is.
People will vote for AOC and Donald Trump on the same ticket because they're authentic. No, because they're authentic.
I don't think that Don.
I think you're wrong about that.
What people like about people like Trump and Fetterman is because it's irrelevant to her life.
But you don't know her life.
I know that being a gorgeous woman who I wouldn't even know was Hispanic in a city that's has 1 million Hispanics and does not treat them badly.
But that doesn't mean she doesn't struggle. That doesn't mean that she was set down.
It implies it.
But that doesn't mean that she was set down in a Hispanic ghetto in the Bronx and had to deal with that growing up, and that she's come from a working class family.
It implies that it implies that in some way she's behind the 8 ball because of that, and it's just not true.
Maher isn't buying into the polished story around AOC, and he's questioned parts of her background that don't match the image she promotes. Despite what she implies in speeches, she didn't grow up in deep poverty. Her family had stability and she had opportunities others don't. Then Lemon made a strange comparison between AOC and Donald Trump, trying to equate their authenticity. Whether you agree with Trump or not, his blunt style isn't something that can be manufactured. AOC's version feels crafted. That's the difference Maher was pointing out as he continued his critique.
So
I don't know if she's behind the 8 ball, but I don't think she's as privileged as many people who are in Congress right now.
Is that privileged or not? She was a bartonder.
Yeah.
So I was a delivery boy.
But I'm saying sometimes, Bill, you don't agree with Donald Trump's policies.
No.
But that's what the people want.
Some of them.
Whether you like her or not, I don't like what she did with Amazon in New York. But I think AOC she's a Democratic icon.
Well, she's the wrong. If you think that's the direction the country, the Democratic.
I'm not saying the policies that she espouses that's the direction, but I'm saying that you have to give the people who are out front speaking for the party, not the people who are.
If you think
she's evolving,
she's evolving, and as we all are,
and she is moving into
right.
She understands the game a little bit more. And if you notice, she is sort of becoming a sort of normal kind of Democrat in many ways. Yes. I think she's
okay, great.
She's a very smart tactic. She's great. Very smart.
Let's get behind.
Sometimes it's hard to tell what argument Don Lemon is trying to make. He seems to suggest that leaders should simply be whoever people ask for, even if the choice isn't qualified or reasonable. Taken to the extreme, that logic falls apart fast. It reflects a larger issue in the party right now, where popularity sometimes gets placed above principle. That's how you end up with public figures taking unpredictable positions that confuse even their own supporters. It isn't strong leadership, and Lemon's comments only add to the inconsistency.
Madam Ranking Member, here we are today. Republicans who have voted consistently against the Violence Against Women Act, who have taken away the right of all women to choose and have control over their own body, who, as Women are bleeding out in parking lots across the country, standing there, allowing us to die. Now want to pretend today that they care about women. And why? To open up gender and, yes, genital examinations into little girls in this country in the so-called name of attacking trans girls. And to that, today, what we have to say are two words: not today.
Watching that clip was frustrating. How does a debate about fairness in women's sports turn into claims about invasive inspections? That leap doesn't make sense. No one is calling for anything like that. The conversation is about keeping competition fair, not about violating anyone's privacy. AOC's argument here feels like an attempt to spark attention rather than address the issue directly. She focuses on the headline instead of the actual policy. It's more performance than explanation, and it shows.
Loves this bill. Yes, bigoted folks love this bill. Assaulters love this bill. But also, CEOs love this bill. Because Los Angeles is on fire right now. And this is the number one priority the majority has. Thank you, and I yield back.
AOC tends to frame anyone who disagrees with her position as hateful. Not because they are, but because it's easier than addressing the policy concerns. She treats protecting women's sports as something negative, while ignoring the real questions being asked. If you watch her without sound, you might think she's laying out a serious argument. But once you listen closely, the flaws become clear. Her delivery is intense, but the content doesn't match it. The performance is wearing thin. Maher pulled back the curtain, and a lot of people are now seeing the same thing. She's not offering a path forward. She's distracting from one. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe for more coverage. See you in the next one.